There are moments that stop time, moments when the noise of the world suddenly falls silent, and all that remains is the sound of a breaking heart. For many Kenyans, that moment came when a single photograph began to circulate online. A quiet image taken in the corridor of Kenyatta National Hospital. In it, a young girl stands beside her father, her face heavy with disbelief, exhaustion, and sorrow. Her name is Sky Victor, the daughter of the late gospel artist Bayo. She was not posing, she was not performing, she was simply standing there in raw, unfiltered grief. And the world saw her. Sky had been called to the hospital after doctors confirmed that her mother, who had been battling blood cancer leukemia, had lost the fight. The illness had been diagnosed late at an advanced stage, and despite treatment, prayers, and hope, Betty's body could no longer hold on. The picture of Sky and her father, Pastor Victor Kanyari, captured the exact moment when the weight of life became too heavy for a child to carry. Kanyari stood close to his daughter, one hand lightly guiding her shoulder, the other trying to steady himself. Their eyes were distant, their bodies still, their souls somewhere between shock and the impossible task of acceptance. This was not a moment of public image. It was a moment of family, a moment of loss, a moment no one ever prepares for. To many Kenyans, Betty Bayo was the voice behind music that soothed hurting hearts, songs born from a life of resilience, faith, and second chances. She rose from humble beginnings in Kiambu County, worked in people's homes to help her family survive, and later stood on gospel stages where her voice became a source of strength for many. But to Sky, Betty was simply her mom. The one who braided her hair, the one who stayed awake when she was sick, the one who listened, really listened when she spoke. Theirs was a bond that showed in every video they made together, every laugh they shared online, every story Sky ever told about growing up in a co-parenting home. Sky spoke with maturity about having two fathers in her life, her biological father Kanyari and Iram, who later became a father figure through Betty's new chapter. She understood that family can be bigger than blood and that love can expand instead of divide. That balance was something Betty nurtured carefully and intentionally. She wanted her children to grow up surrounded by love, not confusion, support, not tension, peace, not conflict. And in many ways, Betty succeeded. That is why the image of Sky in the hospital hit the nation so deeply. People were not just seeing a child crying, they were seeing a world collapsing, and in real time. The grief spread like a tremor across Kenya. Social media quieted for a moment, not in gossip, not in debate, but in empathy. Ordinary people posted messages of comfort. Gospel artists, entertainers, and pastors posted their schedules and paid tribute. Pastor Kanyari himself broke his silence with a message that was raw and unguarded. He wrote, and I quote, "It hurts in ways I can't explain. You left before I could say everything I needed to." End of quote. This was not the voice of a controversial public figure. This was a father in pain, a man watching his children lose the person who understood them the most. The news reached the highest levels of the nation. President William Ruto sent his condolences, acknowledging Betty as an artist who touched hearts through simplicity and sincerity. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua also mourned her, recognizing her contribution to gospel ministry and her role in shaping Kenya's musical faith culture. Leaders, artists, and even strangers all united in one truth. Betty Bayo's passing was a loss felt far beyond her home. But still, the deepest grief remains with Sky and her younger brother. They now step into a world where birthdays will feel quieter, where celebrations will carry a shadow, where every achievement will taste bittersweet, touched by the absence of the person they most wished to share it with. Sky, once a girl who simply loved singing, dancing, and sharing light on social media, must now grow into a strength that no child should ever need to grow into this early. And yet, she carries something her mother gave her. Not fame, not public recognition, but love. Real love, rooted and unbreakable love. And love, even when its sources leave this world, it continues. It becomes a memory. It becomes guidance. It becomes the voice you hear when you do not know what to do next. So today, as Kenya mourns a gospel singer, a mother, a daughter, a friend, we also hold space for a young girl standing in a hospital hallway, stepping into a chapter she did not choose. And we say, Sky, we do see you. We feel you. Your mother's love is still yours. May you carry her voice with you always. Rest in peace, Betty Bayo. Your music comforted many, but your love, your motherhood, your gentleness, they remain your greatest legacy. Kwaheri manze Betty Bayo. Sisi tunakupenda, lakini Mungu alikupenda zaidi. To Sky and her brother, to Kanyari and to Hiram, may God give you strength even as you mourn the passing on of your beloved. Mimi namalizia hapo. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so. We are road to 500,000 subscribers. Mimi naitwa The Commentator, mjukuu wake Papa Francis. Muna nitafuta, hamunipati. Bye bye for now.